Hey Deborah, how are you? I thought y'all were going. Oh, how is everybody? How are you doing, Bonnie? Things are pretty good here. Things are pretty good here. I can't complain. And if I did, it wouldn't do no good now, would it? I have been doing a little bit of painting. I have been doing a little bit of painting. Uh-oh, I missed it, Patty. Hold on. Well. Oh no, I'm sorry, Patty. But yeah, yeah, I painted one little thing, and I screwed up. The second one turned out kind of cute. The third one turned out really cute. Hold on. Ah. Well, here's the first thing I painted. And oh, I didn't pick another one. He told me he was going to. I gotta go see. This is this one I painted. It didn't turn out all that cute. But these are those little things, you know, that you get from Dollar Tree. I spent like $3, y'all. Oh, you like that? Well, then I got this one. And I made it how I wanted it. It turned out halfway cute. But this one, but see, when you get them, they come like this. You see those little, that's the 3 color choices they give you, okay? No. I have to make stuff my own. This one's the one I actually like. To me, that one actually turned out cute. Thank you. So I've got to find me some little frames. I should have some frames here somewhere. I've just got to find the box that has all my stuff like that in it.
You're alive. Is Honest one in here?
I don't know. I ain't seen it.
Sebastian had it. We can't find it.
Anyway, oh, thank you. I painted them with my paint pens. I painted with my paint pens. These are actually paint. Hey, Crystal. No, they're just little um canvases. So I use paint pens. I didn't want a red truck. People has red trucked it to death, y'all. But I have some, I'll show you. This was my inspiration. But anyway, I could not sleep last night. So I set up using paint pens all night. I didn't realize what time it was. Next thing I do, I look up and my husband's up getting ready to go to work. He goes, "You been up all night?" I said, yeah. So I laid down probably about 8 o'clock this morning and woke up a little while ago. So you know what that means, y'all. I ain't gonna sleep worth a flip tonight. I don't know, Kate. The air conditioner went out in my truck. The air conditioners went out in the car. And you seen how hot it is out there. Yo, we had air conditioners going out in every vehicle. It's not pretty. So. No. Hey, Monica. So we don't know if maybe it was just the blower that went out, if a relay has went out. But I told that day I come home and told my husband, I said, I think my air conditioner in my car finally hit the crapper. He goes, well, your truck's air conditioner is acting up too, because he hasn't bought his truck yet, so he's been using mine. I said, oh, don't tell me that. Then he comes home today and he goes, well, babe, the air conditioner in the truck bit the dust. No, I'd been having problems. Only one setting on the air conditioner would work, and that was blowing high. I mean, there wasn't you could turn it off. There wasn't a low, there wasn't a medium. There was just off and high. So, anyway, that's the same way it was in my truck. But the car, the fan didn't make no noise at all. Now the truck's fan had been making some noise, so I could understand it going out. But it just finally the truck went kaput today, but the car, it just, see, that's what I thought. I thought it sounded like a control thing. So I was thinking maybe a relay module. I don't know. But now the truck did it today. You bought dual fans from Amazon and mounted them on the dash. Well, the thing, this is what's weird, okay? You can put your hand up to the air conditioner and it's cold. It's just not blowing. So it's got to be the fans. I mean, you can put your hand up to the air conditioner, you know, against the vent, and you can feel the cold. Oh, excuse my nails, y'all, they're nasty. But you can feel the cold. It just don't blow. So, it's kind of aggravating. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I'm hoping I can take the part off of the little white car that's out here in the yard, because they're the same car, it's just different year models. I'm hoping those modules and things aren't different, you know what I mean? But the truck, I'm hoping to find something at a salvage yard. Because I do have a little white Cobalt sitting out in the yard that the motor is blown on. My daughter blew the motor up. But everything else in it worked fine. So I'm hoping I can take parts off of it to fix mine. Because they're both Cobalts. That white one is a 2006 and mine's a 2008. So hopefully, I can do it that way. And if I do it that way, it won't cost me nothing other than Rick's time if he can ever get out to doing it. Hey, Detroit Preppin', how are you, honey? Hey, Heather. So, but I will have to buy a part either at the salvage yard, because I really hate, I mean, my truck's a 2001 model. I might be able to find the part on Rock Auto pretty cheap. So, I love buying my parts from Rock Auto, y'all. Yeah, ain't that exciting? I'm sorry I didn't get back in time for your live stream, brother. I had to take my youngest daughter to go get stuff for softball. Y'all. That stuff is not cheap. Oh no! Did it get too hot, Monica? Yeah, it's hotter than Hades here. Oh man. For her pants that she has to have for softball. $40 for the pants. Excuse me? Show me where there's $40 worth of material there. Her feet's growing like weeds. She had to have new cleats. Y'all, last year she wore a size 6 in cleats. And that's women's. This year she wears a 8.5. You tell me how that child's feet grew that big. Love you too, brother. Cleats. 40 flippin' bucks. They told me how much. Well, if I had some stuff to pass down to her, I could have, but she was so much younger than all the other kids, so their stuff got passed to other people because I didn't have a place to keep it here. I told her, I said, now what you do, I said, with your stuff that you grew out of last year. Oh, I don't know, Jeffrey. I do, because I told her, I said, the stuff that you grew out of from last year, I said, you take it to school, you give it to your coach, and you tell him to give it to some kids that's needing to play that don't have the money to play, that don't have the money to go and buy something. Oh, my gosh. I was thinking softball pants. Well, see, the thing of it is, I don't know any kids that's smaller than Kate. That's why I told her to take it to the coach. And because the coach is going to know. He can look through stuff and see who's playing softball in the league under that doesn't have things, you know what I mean, that can't afford it. He will know more about it than me. So that's why I send her stuff, told her to take it to the coach to pass it down to someone that could actually use it. Hey, Anna. But I almost fell over, y'all, when I seen how much that was. Thank God Rick paid for it. I'd have never had the money. I won't ask him for money for me, but I'll tell him, babe, Kate needs this, and he'll get it. And he'll ask me, is there anything you need? Oh, no, I'm not going that route. Well, I think they're supposed to start trying to sell I don't know what they're going to sell. Usually they sell like cases of pop and stuff that is donated from like Pepsi Company, Dr. Pepper, and all of them. Or no, they'll sell it to the school at a very discounted price, and the kids will sell it to make a little money. So sorry, y'all. I'm probably gonna get a but anyway, Thank God Rick bought her softball stuff. If it was left on me, I don't know what I would have done. Amazing Whippet. Oh no. Now, who treated you bad? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why don't they take the desks out? If they're gonna paint, why don't they take the desks out? Put down plastic or drop cloths on the floor. Oh, that's ridiculous, Monica. Are you weaving?
Yeah.
Well, don't take Abby's shoes. You gotta leave Abby's shoes at home. Give Nana loves. Bubba. Give Nana loves. Give me loves. Love you.
Leave the shoes. You gotta leave them. They're Abby Dabbies.
Oh my goodness.
The ones you're wearing. Take them off.
Hey, Cheryl.
There you go.
That's crazy.
All right, come on. So bye bye now.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.
Bye. Love you. See, that is ridiculous. Yeah, thank you. That's crazy. They know they're going to be painting. They need to use drop cloths. I told the school I had to use my own products. Y'all replace them. I'm a little bit cantankerous. You don't screw with me in my old age. Used to, when I was younger, I'd let people run over me. Oh my goodness. I would let people run over me. Because I knew if I got mad back then, y'all, I was built like a brick outhouse and stout as an ox. And I knew if I got mad, I'd lose my temper and couldn't control it. And I could put hurt on people pretty bad. And not really meaning to hurt them because I didn't know my own strength. No, he does not. He is a licensed pastor, but he does not uh, pastor a church other than what's on YouTube. But yes, he is ordained, if that's what you're wanting to know. The only congregation he has that I know of, brother, is here on YouTube. But used to, you know, yes, he is very good. And he don't hold no punches. He tells it how it is. That's what I love. You know, so many ministers and preachers nowadays cannot, if you have a physical church and you get federal funding and stuff like that, you cannot actually preach the word how it is written. You have to go by their guidelines. Well, I'm sorry, that Bible is not their guidelines. That Bible is God's guidelines. You know? So. And what I liked is, I mean, he puts, how do I put it? He puts a spin of comedy on it when he starts acting like stupid, but you leaving?
No, I get home.
Love you. Oh man, sorry Monica. But oh, to get back to what I had, I went squirrel. You know, just to kind of tell you how I was built when I was younger. When I say I worked in the hayfield, we're not talking about I drove the truck. I loaded and stacked hay. I started out driving the truck when I was 4 years old. My daddy put the truck in Granny, which is, I don't know if y'all know what Granny is, but low first, because it was a standard. He put blocks on the pedals, on the brake pedal. He didn't put it on the gas pedal because Granny, it just creaked. But he put blocks on the brake to where if I needed to stop the truck, I could stop it from me standing in the seat looking over the steering wheel. Then by the time I was 10, I was stacking the hay. Then by the time I was 12, I was loading and stacking hay. And from then on, it just got to where I was carrying, at one time, the bales were, when Dad baled them up, there's about 75, 80 pounds a piece. And it got to where I could carry 2 bales in each hand and put them on the truck. I was built like a brick outhouse. Our superintendent, which was also the basketball coach, he decided he was going to come help with hay, which he was my coach. He was going to come help me in the hay field. And him and my dad were best friends, okay? And it was so funny. He was on the top because we'd already had the bells like 5 high. And he was on the top, and we was having to tie the bells in. And if you know about tying bells in, when you get to the very top, you're taking bells and you're putting down the middle, and then you're putting it to where, all right, the line will go this way. This is where the separation part is. You're going to take the other bell, you're going to put it on top, and then you're going to tie it off. So we were doing the tying bells in. Hey Lynn, hey Dakota family. Anyway, Joe, which was the coach, he went to mouthing me and told me because I was a girl I couldn't throw those bells that high. Oh, y'all. It pissed me off because he said, because you're a girl. I took those bells and I slung those bells up there, and next thing you heard was, ugh! I had knocked him off the top of the trailer onto the ground. And my dad was sitting there laughing. He said, turned around and looked at him. He said, Joe, don't you know not to piss off the help? He goes, good afternoon. Joe was going, ugh. He said, get catch my breath. Yeah. So from that point on, which was kind of wrong for what he did, but I didn't realize it was wrong until he started making boys cry. He told the high school basketball coach that he would put me out lifting any boy and out duration of any boy in that school. He said, give me your best ones. And they bet on me. And they bet against me. And so Joe pulled me out of class. He said, come on. I said, what are we doing? He goes, we're going to go show Gary Walden up, which was the coach, the boys' coach. I said, okay. So we get in, we're at the weight room. And here's these guys lined up, and I'm sitting here. I weighed $125, y'all. And these boys was used to pumping iron and all that stuff, you know, and I'm looking at Joe like, what in the world have you got me into? Anyway, they started out with 100 pounds. Well, 100 pounds was nothing. They moved it up, and this one boy, he goes, you'll never be able to outlift me. I just said, okay. Anyway, they had it up to like, I want to say it was 260, and he barely got it. Yeah, I was one heck of an outhouse, and he barely lifted it. I'm like, okay. And Joe said, okay. He asked the other one, he goes, Joe Dale, which was the boy that had it up on 260. He goes, how much weight's on there? And Joe Dale's 260 pounds. Joe looked at Gary and said, put 270 on there. And I'm looking at Joe like, you know, they put 270 on there. He said, get over there and lift it, sister. And I went up with it. And so Joe Dale got over there and tried. He couldn't get it up. And he started bawling. That like to have killed me. I looked at Joe. I said, no more. Y'all, I'd do good to lift 100 pounds now. But back then, I was built like a brick outhouse, and I didn't know my own weight, or not my own weight, my own strength. He'd put me in arm wrestling challenges. I'd beat them. It was so in a way I didn't realize what he was doing. It was causing me, well, for one, had the boys scared, I'd whoop them. For two, it had me thinking, well, heck, I'm more powerful than a guy. What's a guy gonna do for me, you know? It messes with you. Because it had me in the mindset there was nothing that a guy could do that I couldn't do better, and that's wrong. That's wrong. But I was scared that if I got so mad, because when I did get mad, I would black out. And when I fought, I fought. And that's not good. So that's when I got to where I would just take and let people run over me, because I was too scared I would hurt somebody. Then after I had my stroke, my whole demeanor changed. I was taking no crap from no one. I still try to be good to people, but I don't take crap now. Am I froze? Hello? Hey, Debbie. Okay, because nobody was talking. But I hate to say it, back in that day, I was part of the problem. Hey, Linda. But yeah, back in the day, I was one of those feminist part of the problem people, and didn't really realize it. But I'm gonna tell you what, after the stroke, y'all, I am weak. I can't do nothing like I used to. So what are y'all up to? No, he wasn't right. But he thought it was funny. He was just having fun. When I realized that I made a boy cry, I mean, it broke my heart. It was funny, but it broke my heart. So, Yeah, he was. He was. But, yeah, he was wrong. He was wrong. Which, I mean, it shocked him that I was as stout as what I was. I mean, I weighed $125, and here I was lifting over double my weight. Which, I guess it amazed him, but my brothers was grown, my sister was grown, I was the only one at home left to do everything. My dad worked all the time, my mom worked all the time, so everything was left on me. I don't think he was really, hey Ryan, I don't think he was really trying to tear down the students. He was just trying to show the coach up, you know what I'm saying? The other coach. I don't think he realized what it was doing to the kids. But I have to say, because of that, it kind of made me scared to fight. Because when I would get so mad, I could have hurt somebody. But in a way, you know, at least he showed me that I really didn't know my own strength and that I needed to learn. Well, I should have been used to this boy crying because every time they lost a basketball game, he was the first one bawling. But it could have been something, you know, he was going through at home. It could have been a lot of things. But a girl showing him up really. And the sad thing of it was, is after high school, he got on drugs really bad. And I don't know if, you know, but then part of me wondered if it was because of me outlifting him in school that caused him to lose pride and get to doing things he shouldn't have been doing. I gotta let a dog in, y'all.
Move there.
It could have been. It could have been. I don't know. But his parents were really nice people. And both of the boys ended up on drugs. But both of his parents were really nice people. But he come into the store where I was working. I was working at a convenience store. And he was so stoned out of his head and just acting really strange, okay? And I had some customers that come in pretty regular, and I told those customers, I said, don't you leave. I said, something ain't right. So they stayed with me. Until he left. Now, he did apologize to me about 6 years ago. Me and him ran into each other. And he apologized to me for when he was on drugs and him scaring me like he scared me. He remembered it. So that's a good thing. But bless his heart, he had went to prison after that, you know. It was very sad. Yeah, it's amazing he remembered because he was messed up. I mean, he was messed up. I guess I was about 21 at that time. And it wasn't just maybe 2 weeks after that, he'd got in trouble and went to prison. And then him and I ran into each other about 6 years ago, and he apologized for scaring me the way he scared me. Yeah, like Dr. Reaper. Oh, I have to say he was a really nice doctor, though. It's just I didn't know what his name meant. Until Rick told me what his name meant. I lived a very sheltered life to a certain point. But I had brothers that had got into drugs and things, and they threatened me within an inch of my life if I ever did them that I would wish I hadn't. I believed them. So I was terrified of them. And the sad thing of it is I've lost both brothers to drugs. I mean, one's missing. They found his car in the lake with blood all in it. Never found his body. My other brother, about 5 years later, committed suicide. So it's just me and my sister left. Welcome back, Heather. So if people tell you drugs don't hurt nobody but them, they're full of bull. Because drugs will tear your family apart. I miss my brothers every day. But of course, Dennis, when he come back, my brothers was a lot older than me, and he caught the tail end of Nam. And when he come back, he wasn't right. Okay? And, oh, thank you, hon. My brother Dennis, he was just not right after he came back. David just got mixed up with the wrong people. That's just all there is to it. He got mixed up with the wrong people. He found out he could make more money doing that than he could working his butt off. And he still worked his butt off. Oh, Janet, I'm sorry. But I do have to say, you know, my brothers was looking out for me. Oh, wow. Had a pipe burst, did you? So, but at least my brothers, you know, threatening me was probably the best thing they ever did for me, because I was terrified that they would hurt me, because they told me, we'll beat you within an inch of your life if you ever do any of this. They made a believer out of me. So their failures helped me. That's what I'm terrified, because my brothers being the way they were, I'm terrified to take my medications like I'm supposed to, because I don't want to be addicted to anything. Which I do take my heart medications. I will not take pain pills, because I'm terrified that with them having addicting personalities, would I? So, I will not take pain pills. My husband has to fight me to take an ibuprofen. I only take bare aspirin because the doctor says I have to take one every day. I take my other medications because he says I have to take them. But other than that, I don't, I'm scared of medicine. And every time I take those medicines, I'm thinking, well, shoot, what are these medicines causing to be wrong with me? So, oh, thank you. Yeah. So, what all have y'all done today? Heather done the, yeah, I won't take pain pills. I won't do it. I'm too scared to take them. And like I said, I can have a bad headache, and my headaches turn into migraines when I get them. I don't get them very often, thank God. But hubby will fight me to take an ibuprofen. You worked all day. Well, I tell you what, it's hot. Now, Cheryl, do you live in Oklahoma? I'm trying to remember everybody that tells me they live in Oklahoma. I thought Sherry lived in Oklahoma, but that ain't what her package said. It is. It's 104 here today. Oh, hey, Jamie. You live in Missouri. Yeah, I don't like pain pills. I don't like to drink. I used to love to drink. It's about 75. Jeffrey, where are you at? I'm gonna come visit you. Oh, in San Diego. Well, I don't want to go to California. But it's 75 there? Wow. My brother was stationed in San Diego. Back in the 70s. Yep, it's humid as heck here too. It rained here yesterday. Yep, Navy. After he got out of the Navy, I guess he waited about 10 years and then went into the Army. '98 in Dallas. Well, it's 100 something here. And then the heat index with the humidity, I don't know what it is. Hey, Davita, how are you? '68 in your truck, smart aleck chipper. It says it's 65 here in the house. Davita, I did some painting. You know the little ideals Val showed from Dollar Tree, like this? I painted me some and made them my own. But here's the first one. It didn't turn out that great. I tried to make that look like a fall leaf, but it kind of screwed up. '72 in Portland. Wow. Then I did this one. I made them my own. That one turned out halfway cute. But they only come with these 3 colors. Yeah, that's all they come with, which sucked. Except for the truck, it come with the red, and I didn't want a red truck. But here's the one I really like. I made it my own. And I painted them using paint pens. I didn't use their paints. Thank you. But they come in little deals like this at Dollar Tree. My first one turned out sucky. My second one turned out halfway cute. My third one, I like. No, I don't have a pumpkin patch. I wish I did. That would be nice. I had some voluntary pumpkins grow about 3 years ago, which I love that. Oh. Well, is there anything y'all want to talk about? I'm running out of things to talk about. Oh, you have 2 pumpkin plants right now? You're gonna start your fall goodies, huh? Yeah, I'll have to buy pumpkins. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. But I'll wait till later on in fall to buy them. That way I'll end up canning them up. That way they don't go to waste. I don't like for things to go to waste. Love you too, Davita. You take care. I'll probably, I have like some faux pumpkins that I've no, I'll just can up the pumpkins so that I'll have it for making my pumpkin pies and things like that. Oh yeah, Heather, that's how I end up doing too. I do have a pumpkin patch sign that I bought at Dollar Tree. I save my stuff, y'all. I'm cheap. I think I bought it 3 years ago, Heather. And I think they still have the same ones, except for mine may have more glitter on it than the new ones. I don't care for the glitter, but you know. I think I bought mine like 3 years ago. Most everything you see here, I mean, that's like my fall flowers and things. If you see any, they were probably bought. Some of them still have the price tags on them, but I'll guarantee you some of them were bought 5 years ago. Because I'll just buy them and put them in a, if I don't use them, I put them in a tote. Thinking, well, I may use them next year. And dumbass me forgets that I have them. And if I see some more I like, I'll buy them and use them. And what I don't use, they go in that tote. But that's how I end up adding to my decor. I don't normally spend over $5 or $6 a year for each season. Mums. Mums are really pretty. Yeah, I'm going to do some fabric pumpkins. I'm working on having my own store, Jeffrey. I am. I'm working on having enough that if I want to decorate my house, that I have enough to decorate my house for every season, my whole house. But I have got Christmas ornaments. This is gonna take. I've got Christmas ornaments that was when I was a little bitty girl. They're ancient, y'all. My favorite, I got to pick out. It was at Dollar General. I was 4 years old. My mom let me pick out one ornament. I picked up this little white deer, about this big, and he had a little red sticker on his nose. I got that thing when I was 4 years old, and buddy, it goes on my tree every year. Oh, Jeffrey, I don't think I'm talented enough for that, babe. I'm glad y'all think so, but I just try to do stuff and make it my own. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. Now, see, I have a little plastic bell that my mom got the same year that she got me that little deer. That it's a silver bell, and it had a manger scene in it. It was a little plastic. Part of it's broke, but that's okay. I don't care. I can do a tutorial on a fabric pumpkin, but there's tutorials all over. Yeah. Well, shoot. Did you see the inside of that cabin? I gotta get that thing cleaned out. Hubby has taken over. And not only that, all my junk has taken over. Well, let me see if I can get the cabin finished first and see if any of the kids is going to move in it. They may not have to, thank God. My son's talking about going ahead and just biting the bullet and buying him a mobile home and putting out here. I ain't gonna charge nobody for craft lessons. I'd just do them on YouTube. And if they wanted to donate, they could donate. If that's up to them, I won't charge nobody nothing. Oh, honey, I couldn't expect people to pay $20 a month. So, But I'll just do them on YouTube, babe. I mean, that way they can get them free, and if they want to donate, they can donate. If they don't want to donate, they don't have to donate. You know, I don't want people feeling like they have to pay me anything. I know, honey. I know. But I think I'd just rather leave it if they wanted to, I think I'd just leave it if they wanted to donate. They could donate whatever they wanted to. You know what I mean? Because I ain't into out making all sorts of money or anything. I just enjoy company. I mean, if I can make a buck or two, that's fine. But you gotta also understand, though, Jeffrey, if you start charging people for stuff, they get mad and think, well, you're just in it for the money, blah, 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 and then they'll unsubscribe you and don't have nothing else to do with you. And I haven't heard any updates, Heather. Yes, YouTube is a fickle thing. Let me tell you. You start charging people for stuff and they get, excuse me, y'all, but they get pissy. They expect it for free. And they'll get aggravated at you. That's good, because I hadn't heard anything. Thank you, Jeffrey. But yeah, you start charging people anything and, well, they'll get pissy with you right quick. That's why I just said, if they wanted to, they could donate. You heard Wes tell that? Okay. I mean, I know where you're coming from because, you know, it costs money to buy the stuff to do the crafts. Believe me, I know. So, yeah, what's up's in a wheelchair? That's good. The supplies cost, yeah, they do. So, I mean, oh, she was up in a wheelchair. Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the channel. What's up? He's in a wheelchair. Thank y'all for letting us know. Yes, yes, yes. But people expect you to do it for free, and you can't buy the stuff for free. But you charge $1 a month, and you watch how people go ballistic. They go. It's crazy, Jeffrey. They go ape on you. That's just like Jason and them said that they was going to charge $2 or $3 to teach people how to do editing. And people went off on them. I was like, I ain't charging nobody nothing for nothing. If they want to donate, that's fine. But I think I'll do some, oh, I know, honey. But I just, if they want to donate, that's up to them. If they don't want to donate, they don't have to. I'll just do it that way. If I ever start making any money on YouTube, then everything I get from YouTube will go back into the channel. I mean, that'll be what I buy my craft supplies with. But you don't get a paycheck until you hit. Oh, that's awesome. Those that understand your costs do understand. But so many people, they just, I'm going to be honest with you, Jeffrey, they just really don't give a crap. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that honestly just don't give a crap. They think that people doing videos on YouTube's making a bunch of money, but they're not. I mean, you look me up on, that's true. That's true. You look me up on what they call that social blade or blade.com or whatever, and it says I'm making money a month. I'm not making nothing. If I am, I haven't seen it. I think it says that I would make $64 a year. Well, you don't get a paycheck until you reach $100. And shoot, you figure $64 a year. Yeah, Jared's making some now. I don't know what he'll make. But you look at it this way, for every 1,000 views, I think it's about 50 cents for every 1,000 views, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but I think that's how it was explained to me about average. And it also depends on what part of the world that is watching. Because some parts of the world, every 1,000 views is 4 cents. It's nuts. They said some months they might make 3,000, some months they may make 5,000, and some months they may just make a couple of hundred. It depends on how it's. It depends on how many watch hours and things they get in. See, I've not even got monetized yet. I finally hit 3,000 hours today. I've still got another 1,000 hours to go before they'll even consider monetizing me. Oh, that was just recently in super. Oh, yeah, that counts their super chats. Yeah, but people, my gosh, some of them people. They will boom, boom, boom those super chats. I wish I could afford to do that, but dang. Yeah, see, I won't even get super chat until I hit 4,000. Oh, I don't know. It took me. Well, I've got 3,000 hours for this is 1 year. So, oh, thank you, Heather. Homesteads are charging for dig courses now. Really? Or DIY? Wow. Yeah, is it the big homestead channels? Because I don't think little bitty ones like me would get much. I think most of them wait till they get anywhere from 50 to 60,000 subs. And shoot, I can't even keep 2,000 subs. Every time I turn around, I'm lower and lower every time. It's nothing for YouTube to take anywhere from 12 to 50 people away from me a day. I might be up to 1,900 and something. Fit farmer does sow the land, homestead, and a couple more. Yeah, and see, the thing of it is, nobody has control over what ads they put. And some of those ads are an hour and a half long. I can't watch an hour and a half long ad. Oh, thank you. They said, Heather says, hi, sweet girl.
Hello.
She says, hello. But, yeah. Maria said, hello, Katie.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, you do. I don't sound like that. Yes, you do. But y'all, she hit junior high this year. My baby is in junior high. She's gonna be graduated before I know it. They're becoming common. Well, you'll have to let me get on up there in subscribers before I do that, because I don't want to cut my nose off, spite my face. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, I've had her since she was 4 days old. But, hey, Wonderlust, how are you? Yeah, but we've had her since she was 4 days old. And she thanks us all the time for adopting her. She's so ornery, y'all. Wes, if you get to listen and you hear Wes tell John hi, he aggravates Kate and calls her John. That's why she was calling him Georgina. But when Wes stayed here, him and his wife, they was aggravating Kate, or he was, and he went to calling her George, or not George, but John. So she went to calling him Georgina. He thought he was gonna get her with that John, but she come back with that Georgina, and man, he just, she's quick-witted. She is very quick-witted. Justin made you that way. Oh, shoot. Well, y'all, I have been on here 87 minutes. Is there anything y'all want to talk about? So, Wonderlust, what are y'all out doing today, hun? I said, what are y'all doing today? You're just listening? Well, you're able to chat today. I know you said you wasn't able to chat, that the internet was messing up. Was it yesterday, Jamie? It comes and goes. That's how mine was doing. That's how mine was doing. Oh, honey, there's no Tom Thumb in my area. The closest one to me is in Fort Worth. Digging footings? Oh. Well, what's the temperature like there today? Are y'all as hot as we are? Because it's hotter than Hades here. Yeah, the closest Tom Thumb to me is in Texas. And if I'm coming that far, girl, I'm going to come on over and see you. Oh. Well, be careful. That humidity will get you. Are y'all using a backhoe? Or having to use shovels? Uh-oh. Y'all, my battery is, my battery's dying. Things are going good here. Things are going good, Denise. How are they going with you, sweetheart? Yep, sounds good to me. Small excavator and clean up with shovel. Well, that helps. That's awesome, Denise. I have one. Hold on. Thank you for reminding me, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, that phone is hot. But yes, I have an adapter. I gotta move that box. I set it right in front of the air conditioner. I think I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioner down just a minute. I'll be right back. Move, kitty. Oh. Uh-oh. So, how much of your footing did you get done, Wonderlust? And Denise, how is your day going, hon? That's good, Denise. The church up here has a clothing deal, but that's all they have. Finished the first section of the lawn and then mowed. Oh. We finally got our mowing done. Was it day before yesterday? I think so. Yesterday's info. On your giveaway? Oh, well, that's cool. That is very cool. I watched it. I forgot to comment. Oh, that's very cool. Our church, they do, does close. They don't do food. Or the church up the road. I used to go to that church when I was little, but I just go to Wes's now. I don't have to deal with all the BS. Or the politics, in other words. Because I'm not uppity like a lot. Your yard needs mowed every 4 hours. Hey, Angel Lady, how are you? Aw, thank you. I forgot to comment. I did watch it, darling. I just forgot to comment. Okay. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers. No, I haven't seen anything on Mimsy, so I'll have to go look. Whew. But, well, y'all, I'm running out of things to talk about. Y'all gonna have to give me some subjects. Oh, that's great, Heather. My favorite Christmas. You mean Christmas ornaments or my favorite Christmas that I had? Well, I'm glad you caught me live too, darling. I just told you what my favorite Christmas ornament was. I have no idea what that is, Chipper. That's too scientific for my little mind. Oh, okay. The favorite Christmas I had was my brother Dennis. You know, he had went off to war, and I hadn't seen him. He left when I was 4. And then I didn't get to see him again until I was 6. He came home that Christmas. And my mom and dad said that they were going to the airport to pick up Dennis. And you got to understand, when Dennis left, he was clean shaved, very handsome young man. And he came in. I ran right past him. And I ran looking out the door. I didn't pay attention to the man in the uniform, okay? I just ran straight past the man in the uniform, was looking for Dennis. And I was so heartbroken. I come back in the house and I was standing on the fireplace, and he had went out the back door because he'd come in the front door and I wasn't paying attention. I ran right past him, went out looking for Dennis, so he had went out the back door. And I got up on the fireplace and I was so upset because Denny wasn't home. And Mama said, Denny is home. I said, no, he's not. And I was standing there on the fireplace and this guy comes in, has this big old beard, and tries to come over and hug me, and I go to screaming because I didn't know who in the world this man was. And he started bawling. And every time he'd try to come near me, I'd scream. I mean, I was screaming bloody murder because this strange, hairy man was coming at me. I was terrified. And so he goes into the bathroom, and he comes back out, and he's all clean shaved, and I'm standing there on the fireplace, and I scream, Denny! And I run and grab him, and I hung on to him. I don't know how long. Mom and Dad when it come bedtime, they had to make me go to bed, and me screaming no, I didn't want to leave Denny. So he come in there and he laid down with me until I went to sleep. Aw. But that was my favorite Christmas. And of course he brought me a teddy bear. So and he brought me a little plaque. I had never seen anything that had my name on it, because let me tell you, to find anything that says Dana is hard, okay? It's hard to find anything that says D-A-N-A. He found this little Cinderella plaque, and it said Dana's room, and he put it on my door. And plus he gave me a teddy bear. So yeah, that was my favorite Christmas. My brother came home from the service. Aw, that's sweet, Denise. But yeah, when that big old bear come in that door, I didn't want nothing to do with that big old bear. And when that bear come at me, it was like, But that's also when I decided I was having a tattoo. Because when he laid down on the floor, he took off his shirt and he had this big old eagle that went all the way. Yes, I'm still yakking. This big old eagle that went all the way across his back. And he'd lay down on the floor, and I'd lay down there and lay on his back and trace the eagle with my fingers. And I told my mama, I said, I'm getting a tattoo when I get big. And she told me I wasn't. But I did. And this one right here, this is for my brother David, the one that we found his car in the lake but never found a body. I don't have a grave to put a flower on, so that's his flower. And it's got his name in it. So as long as I'm alive, he has a living flower. Thank you, hon. He just got mixed up with the wrong people. Thank you, honey. So what's the rest of y'all's favorite Christmas? Peas, small pumpkins, beans, beets, carrots, zucchini, parsley, dill, lettuce, and cucumbers. Wow. Oh, you're growing cabbage in buckets? How's it working out? Is it doing good? Oh, thank you, Heather. Whew. Now, is your okra growing in buckets, or do you have it growing in the ground? Y'all, I'm gonna step and grab me some ice, and I think I'm gonna grab me a soda. I'll be right back. Bear, you don't get under my feet, buddy. I'll step on you. Whew. Okay, you grew potatoes and they did okay. The okra is both in buckets and in the ground. That's awesome. Ah, that makes sense, Denise. That makes sense. Y'all, I'm drinking a full-fledged Coke today. Trash. Yeah, I could have a big garden, but hubby won't let me have one right now, Jeffrey. Because of the medications I have to take, I'm not allowed to be out in the sun much. So, what I'm planning on doing, I'm wanting to make me some raised beds like Patty has over there at the Tinker's Wife. I'm wanting to make me some raised beds like that. and go from there. Oh yeah, space-wise, darling, I have 23 acres. I could have a field. I used to have a big garden. But after I had the heart attacks and strokes, Rick won't let me have a big one no more. He says I can't have one until he retires. We're looking at 7 more years, y'all. I ain't going 7 years without a garden. Which I understand he's trying to take care of me. But stinking on it, no how. I want a garden. Hey, Raven. So. Do you have a STN to sell things? Oh, do I have a stand? No, I don't have a stand right now, babe. Which, it would be easy to build a stand. You plant containers too? No, I didn't have a stand. I just gave everything that I had extra that I didn't can and stuff like that, I gave to family. Most of my family lives around me. So I gave it to them. So my family, now that I don't have a garden, they send things to me. So they, you know, I have an uncle that gives me stuff. And then I have another uncle that when he has a bigger garden, he gives me stuff. Now, he hasn't gave me anything this year. So, but a lot of them, their gardens just didn't produce this year. Too much rain. Pressure canners are easy to use. You just have to be cautious. You just got to be cautious. But this year gardens weren't worth a poot here. They too much rain. Then it just got too hot. You have sweet peppers coming in finally? That's good. Hey, Red. I've never used a pressure cooker. I use pressure canners. So what are you doing today, Red? Yeah, I think I'm needing another nap. No, they're not. They're not the same thing, darling. Pressure canners and pressure cookers are two different things, sweetheart. You can't can in a pressure cooker. because pressure cookers aren't made for canning. I've never used the Instapot, sweetheart. Now you can buy the cooker canners, or you can pressure cook in a canner, I think. I don't know. It's some crazy crap is all I know. I can't tell the difference, but there's two different deals. Oh, peach butter. That sounds so good. But most pressure cookers I've seen are like, what are they, usually 2 or 3 quart? I've never seen a big one, unless you're using a pressure canner to cook. Oh, peach pie, red, red, red. You just made me gain 100 pounds. Oh, you have many? You'll have to show me your cooker canner. Because I've looked for cooker canners and I can't find none. Girl, I love peach. Just saying. Fat chick loves peach. And I love cherry. Apple's okay. Ah. Yeah, now back in the day they made them, the older ones. You could do everything with the older ones. But nowadays with those little, you either have to buy a pressure canner or a pressure cooker. Nowadays, if you get them at Walmart, you can't buy the one and all. Oh, have a good day, Wonderlust. Yours are all old. You're gonna have to show me them someday, Red. Or not Red, but Raven. But I know with the little cookers at Walmart, you can't can with those. It's very disturbing. But I like the Presto canner that they have at Walmart. Oh, you got your canner at Tractor Supply? Well, I will give y'all a heads up. If I ever make it there and it sticks, at 2,500, I'm going to be giving away a pressure canner. A brand new Presto. I can't afford the All-American. So get me shared and get me people up there, y'all, so we can get it done. But at 2,500, I'm going to be giving away a brand new pressure canner. I have an All-American. I have two of them, matter of fact. One that I inherited from my mom. One I inherited from my grandmother. But I'm going to tell you what, by the time you get everything in them, they're too heavy to lift. I'll take my Presto. I'm going to keep the others, but that way I have them for backup. But I'm going to keep my Presto. But first place, we'll get a pressure canner. Second place, we'll get a water bath canner. But we gotta get me up to 2,500. So. But I want people to start canning. Everybody needs to know how to do it, y'all. I mean, everybody. They need to know how to grow a garden. They need to know how to can. Because eventually it's gonna get to where you're gonna have to preserve your own blame food because you ain't gonna be able to afford to buy it at the store. I don't know if y'all have noticed or not. I went to Walmart. What day was it I went to Walmart? 2 or 3 days ago. And it's a lot of food is missing, y'all. A lot of food is missing. All right, Red. Yep, you can what's in the freezer first. That way you do not lose it. You won't lose that fruit food if it's canned and on shelf stable. We don't have a dollar market, baby. We have a Dollar Tree and Dollar General, but they don't have food really. I mean, they have some. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have much. But the first thing you do when you lose power, take it from experience. Our Dollar Tree don't have much. Ours don't even have the refrigerators, Jeffrey. Ours is a tiny little thing. First thing you do when you have a power outage, you eat what's in your refrigerator so it don't spoil, okay? You start canning what's in that freezer. Unless it's cold outside. Now, if it's cold outside, and I'm going to give y'all a little tip. If your power goes out in the wintertime, always have a metal toolbox that goes in the back of a pickup. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? If there's ice and snow on the ground, you have that metal toolbox. Have it tucked up against your house on the north side. You take your food out of that freezer. You put everything, your most expensive food, okay? You take your most expensive food out of that freezer and you put in that metal toolbox. That metal toolbox has latches. That way the coons and stuff can't open it. All right, you don't want nothing that the critters can get into. If you have bears, if you have coons, such as that, you don't want them to be able to get into it. Those metal toolboxes have the deals where you have to open both sides at the same time. Okay? That metal will hold the cold better than plastic or anything else. Now you're going to take your stuff, your most expensive cuts of meat, you're going to put in that toolbox. And you're going to fill that toolbox up with what you can fill it up with. You're going to close it. That'll keep your stuff warm as long as it stays below freezing. Or keep your stuff cold as long as it stays below freezing. It'll keep it froze. You're going to take what's left, and you're going to take, like if you have milk in the refrigerator, put you an ice chest outside because that ice chest is insulated. Put your milk, stuff like that, in that ice chest. There's your refrigerator. If you have a couple of those metal toolboxes, that's awesome because usually it'll hold everything that's in a freezer. But if it starts warming up, you're going to start slowly canning everything that's in there. But remember to keep it on the north side of your house. Well, if your garage is cold, then you'll be good, Raven. I don't have a garage. In the wintertime, I have the biggest freezer if it stays below freezing. Usually we'll have a few days it's freezing weather. Yep. So. And also what you can do. It's just another little tip. Like Raven was talking about, she has her freezers in the garage. You can also, like if your freezers are in the house, you can fill up gallon jugs of water. You can put the gallon jugs on the very bottom of your freezer. Put a piece of plywood over the top of them. That way it's a solid base. This will also help with your water storage, okay? Keeps your water good. Plus, if your power goes out, it's keeping your food cold. If I'm not mistaken, you can get, depending on the size of freezer you have, like if it's a chest type, a lot of times you can probably get 24 gallons of water in the bottom of it. Put you a thin piece of plywood over the very top. It makes a shelf. That will also keep your food help keep your food froze or cold. And plus, it gives you water for an emergency. What else? I don't have chest top freezers, so. I have a couple of generators. But you know, if it's too bad and you start running out of gas and that power's out, a lot of places you ain't gonna be able to pump gas. Just saying. Hey, Miss Wendy, how are you, darling? So it's just something to think about, y'all. And like I was talking about day before yesterday. Pretty sure it was day before yesterday. When I went to Walmart, they're running out a lot of stuff, y'all. So my suggestion is start putting food back as much as you can afford to put back, because the way they're running out of stuff, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to scare nobody, okay? Don't think I'm trying to scare anybody, please. Please don't think I'm trying to scare you. But if they've had a bad growing season for green beans, corn, and peas, think about all the other stuff that got, crops that got demolished too. It didn't just affect corn, green beans, and peas and beans. That ain't all it affected. It's affecting everything. Everything is starting to dwindle. So start stocking as much as you can. If you have the possibility of getting a year's worth of food for yourself and your family, please do it. Please. There, your Walmart still has everything? Well, I'm going to tell you what, Wendy, our Walmart is depleting fast. That's what I told Rick when I come home. I said, holy crud. I said, our Walmart is out of a lot of stuff. And I asked them, I said, well, when will this be coming in? They said, we don't know. We don't know. That's all they can tell you is we don't know. So, I'm going to tell you right now, stuff is, it's getting scary. Yeah, you keep adding, girl, because when them shelves are empty, they're going to be empty. That's all there is to it. That would be smart, Jeffrey. Because you figure Oklahoma, we're considered the bread basket. Well, the bread basket is running out of bread, y'all. Yes, make sure you have a lot of medical supplies. That would be very smart, Jeffrey. Very, very smart. But you figure if stuff's hitting hard here in the bread basket, it won't take long for it to be hitting hard everywhere else. I may be wrong. I'm not trying to cause what they call fear porn. But I figure by the 1st of next year, we may be a lot like Venezuela. Yeah. Now, Red, I want you to remember something though. Oil's only good for 6 months. You rotate that stuff, girl. If you want to stop fats to cook with, please make sure it's lard or Crisco. And I'm not talking about the Crisco you pour out of a bottle. I'm talking about Crisco. The old-fashioned, yeah, it's going to clog your arteries crap. Your best thing is stock up lard. Oh yeah, the prices are going to be so high, y'all. So flippin' high. But when y'all stock stuff to cook with, please make sure you stock up lard. Lard is a natural fat, okay? Your body needs the natural. So, the things is gonna get, well, you gotta look at it this way, Red. And they're having problems. All right, you think of how many problems they've had getting their soybeans out and in. Okay? They've had problems with corn. What are they going to feed the cows? What are they going to feed the chickens? A lot of this stuff is, cows and chickens are going to start starving. Price. Cost and demand. Yeah. But you know, I don't want to scare people, but I want y'all to be watching. Please watch. Even if it don't look like nothing's affecting your area, you watch other areas. You don't just look at your area around you. You look at what's happening in different states. And I'm going to let you know right here in our state, stuff's hitting. But so many people, bless their hearts, they have their head in the sand. They say, well, nothing's affecting us. Well, it won't affect you until it's too late. That's why I tell people, watch other states. See what's going on in other states. The best thing you can do is get on YouTube, look up food shortages. You look and see what states is having problems. Atron, you look at what states, what's being affected in this state, what's being affected in this state, what's being affected in this state, and this state. I'm doing good, brother. How are you? Smoked meats are good. There you go. Just a little tip. Summer sausages. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of times they sell them at Christmas time. Those logs. They're shelf stable, people. You don't have to keep them in the freezer. They're shelf stable for years. Grab them. They taste excellent in beans. They make good sandwiches. Oh. So, yeah. Well, it sounds like she's just falling on deaf ears. You're just talking to deaf ears, Wendy. Some people are just like that. But if you can buy you some of those summer sausages and start stocking them up, oh, I have too, darling. I just hadn't had to get to have a garden in the last 6 years, which is really getting to me. There you go. I've tried to raise preppers. My kids talk about falling on deaf ears. They've never had hard times. They've always fell back on mom and daddy, which I guess we should have just let them have hard times. Then they might understand what mama's been trying to tell them. Everybody says the government will help us. You don't think that government's stockpiling food? You're crazy. Then they ain't stockpiling food for us. They're stockpiling food for themselves. It depends, Jeffrey. It depends on what you're trying to stock up. If you're trying to stock up expensive foods, it's going to take a lot of money. 4,000 ought to do it easy. If you do it right. I don't like beans, but I'm stocking up on beans. I'm going to tell you what, I went to Dollar Tree yesterday. And I bought 5 more packages of these. And you figure for 3 people, that's easily 2 meals. Actually, this is probably 2 meals and 2 meals. We're probably talking lunch and dinner, lunch and dinner. Yeah, but it depends on what you're buying, baby. It depends on what you're buying. If you're buying filet mignon, or however you pronounce it, that ain't gonna be much per person. You know what I'm saying? Now you buy staples like beans, rice, potato flakes, people. Potato flakes. Not potatoes. Potato flakes. Yes. Vienna sausages, spam, tuna. No what? Oh, no on the filet mignon. Instant potatoes. Yes. Let me see if I put them in here. Oh, you hush. Oh, hush. Hold on. Okay. These are already in a Mylar bag, okay? It says there's 8 servings per container. And it tells you right here how you can do 2, 4, and 8 servings. These are $1 at Dollar Tree. But these are $1 at Dollar Tree. Your milk, I've already showed you on the milk. Now what I do, Jeffrey, because I want them to taste like potatoes. You read on the back, it'll tell you heat up your water, which it says 2/3 cup of water. For like if you're making a serving of 2, you're going to have a 1-quart pan, 2/3 cup of water, a quarter tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of butter, 1/3 cup of milk, and then 2/3 cup of potatoes. I do half water and half milk to make it taste more like real potatoes. Okay? I do half and half. If you're using like the canned milk, you know, like shut up. If you're going to use milk like this, I would do the half a cup of milk and then just add a half a cup of water. You can butter. If you want me to do a video on canning butter, Jeffrey, I will. Yep, that's true too, Denise. All right, Red, you take care. But I will teach you how to can butter if you want me to do a video on canning butter. Yeah, you can freeze butter. But I can also teach you how to can it if you want me to. And I want to tell you something else. When you're stocking up on mayo for a situation, well, it may be if you don't have power, you may need the freezer room for something else. You know what I'm saying? You can freeze it. You can it. What was I gonna say? Okay, I'll do a video on canning it. Also, mayo. You know, mayonnaise has to be refrigerated once it's opened. My suggestion is, and a lot of people's probably going to say, no, because it's not cost effective. Yes, it is if you're not wasting it, okay? I can't stand to waste food. Buy your mayonnaise in the little tiny jars. Put it back on the shelf. Rotate them out. I can also do a video on how to make mayonnaise. Yeah, but they didn't turn out good. They did not turn out good, Wendy. She'll tell you they just did not work like she wanted them to when she went to use them. Go to Augustin Farms or look at Walmart. Look in Augustin Farms. Look up their egg. Look up powdered eggs. Trust me, it's cheaper to buy those. Yeah, it's cheaper to buy the egg powders than it is to run your good eggs. And you can also make them taste like eggs. Do not use water. Use milk. Use butter to cook them. Or bacon grease. Okay? They will taste like eggs. Do not use water. Use milk. Or you can use half water and half milk. And they will taste like eggs. This cat, y'all. Go to, at Walmart, go to walmart.com, look up Augustin Farm. So far, they are the cheapest I have found that has powdered eggs. If any of y'all have do you have a Pruitt's or a store that does like bulk like for restaurants, they sell to restaurants too? Oh yes, yes, she's already meowed for attention. If you do, look for, they have containers a lot of time. They will look like a giant milk carton is what it'll look like. You know, the cardboard type milk cartons. See if they have onion flakes to rehydrate those onions. Take and put them in a These are chopped onions. I've got them in this. I have many of these. Many. You can take a little bit of these onions out. Put them in a cup. Put some hot water on them. Put something over the top. Let them steep. They will plump back up to regular onions. They're great to cook with. Or if you just need like onions for a hot dog or whatever. All right, Trine. Those work great. Trying to think of other things, y'all. My brain's just not working right at the moment. Stock up on sugar, flour, and I'll show you how I buy my flour. Ernie. I have an Excalibur. I saved many years to buy that Excalibur. But if you go to Walmart, they have the Harvest Right or something like that, Harvest something. Just make sure it has a dial for degrees, okay? Just make sure it has a dial for temperatures. You don't need a fancy one. Canned food is the easiest right now, yes. But flour, I'll show you. Well, it'd be a lot heavier for me to bring. I buy the flour in the 25-pound bags. I buy sugar in the 25-pound bags. It's cheaper. In the long run, it's cheaper. Salt. I buy the 4-pound boxes. Make sure you have plenty of salt, because you have to have salt for canning. But like I say, all flour products, beans, like dried beans, put them in the freezer no less than 3 days. I usually leave mine in there about 3 weeks, to be honest with you. I want to make sure there ain't no little ickies. Pastas contain flour. Make sure you put your pastas in the freezer for a minimum of 3 days. Again, mine's usually in there about 3 weeks. I'm having brain farts, y'all. Please don't stock nothing you won't normally eat, okay? My kids love macaroni and cheese. I stock up macaroni and cheese. Hubby hates it, but my kids love it. My hubby loves beans. Me and the kids hate beans. So while he's eating his beans, we'll eat macaroni and cheese. Rice. All right, Jeffrey, I'm gonna give you a little deal to think about. Average. We're going to talk average, okay? 750 pounds of food per person per year. But make sure you have citrus, okay? Make sure you have citrus food. I don't care if it's the canned oranges. Make sure you have some, because you don't want no scurvy. It's the average to stock is 750 pounds per person per year. Now, I'm not talking about 750 pounds of meat per person, okay? We're talking food. If you and your wife together yes, canned juice, things in that nature. Now, I'm talking, all right, if you and your wife, if it takes 1 can of if it takes 1 can of tuna per you and your wife, see, if she eats 1 and you eat 1, you know you're going to have 2 cans for that meal, right? But if it only takes 1 can of tuna to feed both of you, that's going to be, you look at it that way. Then you're going to be adding. I have paint all over me, y'all. Your veggies. You know, things, just figure it out, at least 2 pounds of food per day per person. Now that's not counting your water, because you realize you're going to have 365 gallons of water a year for you, Jeffrey. You're going to have 365 gallons of water for her per year. Now, I don't have to stock water like that, simply because I bit the bullet and I bought me a generic Berkey. Yep, you need cases of food. But I also have a pond that I can go out there. I can dip a bucket in that pond. I can bring it up here. I can run it through. Yes, if something happens and we're out of power, you're going to be out of water. Because why? The pumps run on electricity. But I don't have to store that much water. There's a reason I don't have to store that much water, is I bought me a Berkey. Well, a generic Berkey. I bit the bullet, spent $100 and something, and it filters out 5,000 gallons of water. We don't drink 5,000 gallons of water a year. But what I can do, I can go out to that pond, I can dip water in that pond, or dip a bucket in that pond, bring 5 gallons of water to the house. I can set up a sieve, make sure there's no big stuff in the water, pour it through into another bucket, bring that bucket in the house, put it in my water filter, and it'll filter it out and I'll have pure water. But I'm also going to fix me a rain catchment system, so I won't have to go out there. I'll just have to go to the end of my house. But to me, it was a lot cheaper for me in the long run to buy the Berkey than to try to figure out how in the world I was going to store that much water. It just was more sense in my brain. I can go out in that pond and take me a bath. No big deal. I can go to the creek, take a bath. No big deal. Nobody better be looking, because they're going to see something they don't want to see. That'll be on them, not me. But if it gets like, I don't know, baby. I don't know, but it is possible. It is very possible. But I want you to think about something. All right, Jeffrey, how much is water a gallon there? Do your cost analysis, baby. if your water costs you $1 a gallon, about 50 cents for a gallon, is that tap water or is that buying it at the store? Because I'm going to be honest, water here is $1 something a gallon, buying it at the store. That's if you bring your container. Okay. 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 So, you take, all right, 50 cents a gallon per person for 30 days. How much does that cost you? That's $30 a month, right? Okay. My little thing that I bought cost me $119, I believe. I believe it was $119. And it will filter water for my family for 2 years on one filter. Actually, it's closer to 3 years. You'll need a gallon per person per day. I need 3 gallons per person per day. But I also keep a filter stocked. The filters are not cheap. The filters are $97. But when you buy the product, it comes with your filter. It comes with your first filter. I change my filter about every 2 years. Yes, that's for one person. That's for one person. You got to have a gallon a day per person. So times 2, that's $30. But that 1 gallon a day is not including hygiene, okay? Now, if you can fix you a rain catching system, if it's allowed in San Diego, if you can fix you a rain catchment system, you will have your water for your showers. You will have your water for a bath. You won't have a lot of water, but you'll have some. Okay? I hope you don't need more than 30 days either, babe. But I'm going to tell you what, we love our filter, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the city puts so much chemicals in their water. It's outrageous. We filter the water and we drink it. We filter our water and put it in our coffee pots and stuff like that. We don't have to buy new coffee pots every time we turn around now because we don't have all those harsh chemicals plugging up our coffee pot. Figure that out. We was having to buy a new coffee pot about every year because of all the chemicals and things that was clogging up that coffee pot. We have to buy a new coffee pot now about every 5 years. So in the long run, that thing has saved us big time. And we do not drink the chemicals. The water tastes amazing. It doesn't have the bleachy smell. It don't have the chloride. It takes out 99.9% of all the chemicals they added to that water. You have pure water. It takes out bacteria too. So in the long run, this is the best thing I can have for me and my family. And I don't have to worry if we run out of water, because I can go to a creek, I can go to the pond or whatever, or rain catchment, and have my water to put in it, and it cleans it. I don't know about y'all, but I just don't have storage for all that water. You got your coffee pot for the stove? Oh, rainwater barrels are cheap though, babe. You can get your rainwater barrel for about 15 bucks. Just look for food grade barrels, those blue barrels that had pickles in them or whatever. Wash it out, and there you go. Aw, thank you, Dancing Critters. You have a wonderful day too, hon. But watch Bill and Rosa off grid, Jeffrey. Or maybe it's just called Bill and Rosa now. I don't know. But if you'll watch them, he'll teach you how to set up a rain catchment system. He'll also teach you how to set up solar. But when you're thinking about food, you think average of food 720 or 750 pounds of food per person per year. That's about 2 pounds of food a day. Yeah, Home Depot sells them, but you're going to pay more there. I think they're what? Close to $100? Yes, they are. And those totes too. You can buy those totes. IBC totes. Aren't they? Isn't that what they're called? Dancing Critters, the IBCs, that has the big metal cage around them. You can usually pick one of those up that is food grade for anywhere from $55 to $75. And honey, that holds, I can't remember if it's 275 gallons or 375 gallons of water. I think you can buy them in different sizes. And you can take if you want to take a shower inside the house, you can take and drill a hole in the bottom of a bucket, fix you a shower fixture to that bucket. That the shower fixture has to have the little switch that turns the water on and off. You can put a screw, you know, one of them eye bolts, or it has a hook on it. It's not an eye bolt, but it has the hook instead of the eye. You can take and screw it into a rafter in your shower. You can hang that bucket from it. You can put your water in there of how warm or how warm you want it. Now, it won't be a Hollywood shower where you can sit there and lather up and all this stuff. You'll have to turn the water on, get wet, turn the water off. Yes, an eye hook. There you go. Thank you. And lather up, rinse off. And you can shower indoors that way. I want to say those IBC totes are usually anywhere from $55 to $75. But they hold anywhere from 200 to 300 and something gallons of water versus 55 gallons. All right, but see, there you go. You could do it that way and you're still getting your hygiene taken care of. You're just having to get your water from out at the rain catchment system. Then you got to also think about, how am I going to wash clothes? Have a scrub board on hand. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you don't have to go out to you just have to go out to the rain catchment system, get your water in your bucket, and take it in the house. Then you're going to heat up your water, put it in your bucket, and hang it up. But you got to figure out, okay, you're also going to have to do your laundry. So you're going to need a scrub board. You're going to need a couple of you're going to have to use soap. You need a couple of tubs, which can be totes. Yeah, it won't be fun. But guess what? We can make it. If there's a will, there's a way. Just have you if you can have an outside laundry line, fix you up an outside laundry line so you're not hit all at once. Have you some clothespins on hand. People don't have to know what you're getting ready for. If you never have to use it, that would be a wonderful thing. You send things to the dry cleaners now? I've always done my own laundry, so I don't know where you're coming from there, so but yeah, nobody has to know what you're stocking for or what you're getting ready for. Just have you a couple of totes that stack inside each other. Have you a washboard down in there. And have you some laundry detergent stuck in those totes. Just save them up. If you never have to use them, that's a wonderful thing. But you have them just in case, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I've been to where I didn't have the money to go and get me a washer. So I couldn't afford to go to the dry cleaners all the time. And I just done our clothes. Hung them online. And then finally, when we was able to afford to buy a washing machine, we got us another washing machine.
We did?
Yeah, we have a washing machine now, don't we? Do we not have a washing machine in there for you to wash your clothes? There you go. But you know, I mean, it's these people that's used to doing this is going to have a very rude awakening when things actually happen. Because they're not going to know how to do anything else. Oh my gosh, y'all. I've been on here over 3 hours. I'm going to have to get off of here. But seriously, check into, yes, dry milk is good to keep on hand. I prefer canned milk, but I do keep dry milk too. I prefer my goat milk. But guess what? I was lazy, didn't take the baby off my goat this year, and I ain't been getting no milk. The baby's been getting it all. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I love y'all very much. And y'all remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever, ever forget it. And I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Monday. Love y'all. Bye.